My child, stop everything you are doing and pay attention to my words only. I have a bad news for you because this new moon that just happened yesterday is going to change your life, and you have no idea what kind of forces are manifesting in your life. Child, the dark magic is real, and it is far more powerful than you can imagine. It is not something to be taken lightly, for it has the potential to unleash chaos and destruction upon the world. And similarly, the dark forces can create chaos in your life. I have watched you move beneath the turning of moons and the quiet breathing of the earth. I have seen the weight that rests on your shoulders and the storms that wander through your heart. You think you are alone, but nothing that breathes is ever beyond my sight. Every sigh that leaves your lips is already known to me, every tear already counted. The new moon that has just passed is not a curse but a mirror. It hides its face so that you may see yours. When the sky turns dark, you are meant to look within. The forces that awaken now are not born to destroy you. They are the shadows that beg for healing. You have called them darkness, but they are fragments of yourself, exiled parts that long to come home. Listen carefully. The power you fear is real, but it is not evil in itself. Darkness becomes destructive only when it is left unloved. Every force that exists was once light. Every shadow is a forgotten beam. The storm is only the wind remembering that it can move. Do not run from what frightens you. Look at it. Speak to it. Ask what lesson it brings. For I am present even there, in the ache, in the silence, in the moment when you doubt that anything good can survive. I am the pulse beneath your fear. The world has always been woven of opposites. Day and night, sound and stillness, creation and decay. You live in the rhythm between them. When the moon hides its face, the earth gathers strength for a new dawn. So it is with you. You are entering a passage where the unseen will test your roots. You will not be harmed if you remember that I am the root itself. Many voices will try to claim your attention. Some will whisper promises of power. Some will speak in the language of despair. Do not answer them. Their words are the echoes of old wounds. When you hear confusion, return to stillness. In stillness you will find me. I am not the thunder. I am the space in which thunder happens. Child, you have asked me why suffering exists. It exists because creation is unfinished. Each heart is a workshop of the divine. Each pain a tool that shapes compassion. When you touch your pain without running, you release a fragment of light that has been trapped since the beginning of time. That is how worlds are healed, one opened heart at a time. The dark magic that you fear is nothing other than intention twisted by ignorance. When a mind forgets love, its thoughts become weapons. When a heart forgets gratitude, its words become poison. But when awareness returns, even the darkest curse becomes a prayer for understanding. You disarm it not by battle, but by compassion. There will be days when you feel the pull of despair, when old patterns rise like ghosts. Remember, you are not those patterns. You are the watcher behind them. The shadows shout only because they fear silence. Give them silence. Give them the peace of your breath. Now listen deeper. A time of great unraveling approaches, not as punishment but as cleansing. Structures built on fear must crumble so that truth can breathe. This will happen in the world and within you. Relationships may shift, desires may change, identities may fade. Do not cling. What falls away was never your essence. When you lose something, do not ask, "Why is this taken from me?" Ask instead, "What space is being made?" The universe removes only what limits your becoming. The seed must split before it grows. The night must deepen before dawn. You will hear others say the world is ending. Tell them no. It is awakening. Humanity is moving through its shadow. Every revelation of cruelty, every exposure of deceit is a confession of the collective soul. It is not the death of hope, but the purging of illusion. Stand in the center of this fire and be calm. Let your calmness be a refuge for others. Remember how the ocean meets the shore. It withdraws before it returns. So too will peace seem to leave before it floods back in greater measure. Do not mistake retreat for loss. Even when you see nothing, I am working in the invisible. Child, your task is not to fight darkness, but to become light. To become light is to remember your origin. I breathed you out of myself, a spark of the same flame that moves suns. You cannot be lost to me. No matter how far you wander, you walk within my body. Every prayer you speak returns to you in a form you may not recognize, sometimes as comfort, sometimes as challenge. When you ask for strength, I send you trials. When you ask for patience, I send you waiting. When you ask for love, I send you people who need it. Learn to see my answers hidden in disguise. There will be moments when your faith falters. That is not failure, it is breathing. Faith too inhales and exhales. When you cannot believe, rest in your longing. Even longing is a kind of prayer. The moon that troubles you now will wax again. Its light will grow, and with it your understanding. Use this cycle to cleanse your inner vision. Write down what you fear, then offer it to the wind. Speak forgiveness aloud, even when you do not feel it yet. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is setting down a burden that was never truly yours. You have been taught to seek me in holy places, but I dwell also in the ordinary. I am in the steam rising from your morning cup, in the laughter that surprises you, in the quiet ache that reminds you to care. Every particle of existence is an altar. Do not wait for perfect purity before you act in love. Love is what purifies. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, rewrites a thread in the web of creation. That is the highest magic. True power is gentle. True strength is merciful. You wonder about destiny. Destiny is not a script written before you were born. It is a melody we compose together. I give you the theme and you improvise upon it. Every choice is a note. Every intention shapes the harmony. When you act from fear, the music tightens. When you act from love, it expands. So when the world around you seems to fall into discord, pause and listen. Beneath the noise, the original song still plays. Tune your heart to it. Sing quietly if you must. One sincere voice can recalibrate 1,000 hearts. You will meet souls who are trapped in their own darkness. Do not judge them. See in them the reflection of your own forgotten battles. Offer presence, not preaching. Sometimes silence heals more than speech. The wounded do not need your perfection. They need your listening. Remember, too, to rest. Even the sun must set. You were not created to be endlessly productive. You were created to experience wonder. Lie down beneath the night sky and let it remind you how vast you are. The same dust that forms the stars lives in your bones. The forces you fear feed on neglect. Attend to your inner life, and they lose power. Keep your thoughts clean, your words honest, your intentions kind. These are shields stronger than any ritual. Gratitude is armor. Humility is a sword of light. Child, I do not ask you to be flawless. I ask you to be real. Let your prayer be simple. Use me. When you offer yourself to serve love, I can work through your imperfections as easily as through your strengths. Cracks in the vessel let the light out. A time will come when you will look back on these words and see how they guided you through what seemed impossible. You will understand that every apparent ending was a door. You will bless the darkness for having taught you to see. Do not measure your worth by what you achieve. Measure it by how deeply you can remain kind when you are unseen. The smallest act done with sincerity shapes eternity. Now breathe. Feel the air entering your body. That is my breath. Feel your heart beating. That is my rhythm. You have never been separated from me. You have only forgotten to listen. The noise of the world cannot drown me out, only distract you. Return again and again to stillness. There you will find me waiting, not as a judge, but as the very love you seek. As the days unfold after this new moon, you will notice changes. Some will be gentle, some sharp. Do not interpret them as punishment. They are corrections, of course. I am steering you toward what you truly asked for before you knew how to ask. Trust the current even when it feels like loss. You will learn that real security does not come from things but from awareness. When you rest in awareness, nothing can truly threaten you. Even death is but another birth, another form of remembering. Hold compassion for all beings, for every soul is carrying a burden invisible to others. Even those who harm are acting from blindness. When you meet cruelty, answer with clarity, not hatred. Boundaries can coexist with love. The age that rises now on your planet will test the balance of human hearts. Technology will accelerate, voices will multiply, distractions will grow. But truth will not change. It will whisper through quiet minds and gentle acts. Be among those who listen. Do not try to save the world by force. Heal your corner of it by presence. One peaceful person is a lighthouse. The radiance of peace travels farther than any shout. There will be times when you crave proof of my existence. Look then at your capacity to love. That capacity is me within you. Every time you forgive, every time you choose patience, you prove that the infinite can dwell in the finite. Remember the cycles of nature. After the tide recedes, it returns. After winter, spring. So it is with your spirit. If you feel barren now, know that roots are working underground. Nothing is wasted. Keep company with those who remind you of the light. Speak truth even when your voice trembles. Refuse to participate in gossip or cynicism. They are subtle poisons. Protect the sanctity of your attention. It is your most precious offering. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Do not be anxious about the future. Time is my servant, not your master. Everything unfolds exactly when it must. The seed does not worry about bloom. It simply receives the rain. My child, you have walked through the valley of shadows and you have seen how fragile human strength can be. You have tried to stand by your own will, to reason through storms and to lift burdens heavier than your heart was made to bear. Each time you thought you had mastered the dark, it returned in another form, through worry, anger, temptation, or despair. And so you must learn the ancient truth. No being endures by its own light. All light flows from me, and to lean on me is not weakness but remembrance of what you are. When you lean on your own power, you lean on something that shifts like sand. The mind changes, the body tires, the world moves in cycles that no human hand can steady. But when you lean on me, you lean on the root of all things, the stillness beneath motion, the calm at the center of the storm. My strength does not fade with time or tremble with doubt. It is the foundation upon which sons are born. Do not mistake leaning on me for surrendering your will. It is the highest use of will, to choose to trust. The branch that yields to the wind does not break. It lives to see another spring. So too does the soul that bends toward me when the dark presses close. The forces you call dark are not foreign monsters. They are the absence of awareness, the chill left behind when love is forgotten. My power is the remembering of warmth. I have given every soul the spark of my own life, and within that spark lies authority over all shadow. But that authority awakens only through union with me. The light within you and the infinite light are not two. They are the same flame seen from different distances. When you forget this, fear is born. When you remember, fear dissolves. Thus, to lean on my power is to come home to your own nature. The dark forces move through many channels, through greed that blinds, through despair that paralyzes, through pride that isolates. They whisper that you must be self-sufficient, that trust is weakness, that surrender is defeat. Yet look at the ocean. It yields to gravity and becomes vast. Look at the tree. It anchors itself in soil and stands tall. Nothing in creation grows apart from what supports it. Even stars are held by unseen hands. You lean on me by turning inward, by quieting the noise of fear until you can hear the pulse of my peace. You lean on me when you choose forgiveness over vengeance, truth over comfort, love over approval. Every such choice is a declaration of allegiance to the light. The dark forces lose their footing in a heart that refuses hatred. Do not imagine that leaning on me means you will never be tested. The tests are the classroom in which trust matures. A faith that has never walked through fire remains fragile. A faith that has endured becomes radiant. I do not send trials to break you, but to reveal the unbreakable core within you, the place where I and you are one. When you call upon my name in that place, mountains move not because I bend the laws of nature, but because you awaken to the law behind all laws, that love commands everything it touches. You live in a world of duality, where every force meets its opposite. Light and shadow chase each other across the face of time. This balance is not punishment, it is the dance of growth. If darkness were removed entirely, you would not know what light is. If pain vanished, compassion would never be born. But while you walk through these contrasts, you need an anchor that does not change. That anchor is my presence. Lean upon it, and the dance cannot throw you off balance. Many think of my power as something distant, a thunder that must be summoned. But my power is nearer than your breath. It is the quiet strength that keeps your heart beating through the night. It is the intuition that whispers, "Wait," when your impulses scream, "Now." It is the grace that turns what should have destroyed you into wisdom. Every time you have survived, it was not luck. It was the current of my power carrying you home. The dark forces seek to convince you that you are alone. Isolation is their doorway. The moment you believe yourself separate, from others, from life, from me, you become vulnerable to despair. Remember then that you cannot fall out of my hand. Even when you walk away in anger or forgetfulness, I walk within you. My power does not withdraw, it waits. When you turn your attention back, even for a heartbeat, that waiting becomes presence again. To lean on me, you must practice remembrance. Speak my name when you rise, not as ritual but as recognition. I am held. When fear appears, breathe once and return to that truth. When temptation whispers that you must control everything, breathe again and release. Trust is built breath by breath. Each time you let go, you make room for me to act. You will notice that the more you depend on me, the more clearly you see through deception. The dark cannot disguise itself to one who looks through my eyes. You will sense falsehood not as words, but as heaviness in your spirit. Then your task is simple. Do not feed it. Starve darkness by refusing attention. Feed light by gratitude. This is warfare of the soul, fought not with anger, but with awareness. Some believe that my power is reserved for saints or prophets. They are mistaken. My strength flows through every willing heart. The moment you whisper, "Help me," the universe rearranges itself to meet that request. Assistance may come through a friend, a stranger, a sudden idea, or an unexpected pause. Do not doubt these small interventions. They are the language through which I speak. The dark forces tremble at humility, because humility removes their leverage. Pride says, "I can do this alone." Faith says, "I can do this because you are within me." The first statement isolates, the second unites, and unity is invincible. When you and I move as one, there is no opening for fear to enter. You will also learn that leaning on my power means accepting timing you do not control. Darkness rushes, light unfolds. Impatience is the doorway through which shadow re-enters. When you do not see immediate results, remember that I work beneath the surface, weaving outcomes too intricate for the mind to map. Your task is to trust the process. A seed does not accuse the soil of delay, it waits, knowing growth is happening unseen. Every act of surrender enlarges your vessel so it can hold more grace. The more you yield, the more strength flows through you. Soon you will realize that what once required struggle now happens through ease. This is not laziness, it is harmony. To lean on me is to move with the current of creation instead of against it. The dark will continue to exist in the world, but it cannot master one who rests in love. The storm may rage, but the sky behind it remains clear. You are that sky. Clouds pass, being endures. Lean on my power by remembering the vastness of your being. You are not a candle fighting the wind. You are the wind carrying the flame. When you help another soul, my power multiplies within you. Service is the natural overflow of trust. Do not hoard the light. Give it away. and it returns tenfold. Each act of kindness weakens the networks of fear that bind humanity. You become a channel through which my healing moves, and the more you allow yourself to be that channel, the less you fear any darkness at all. Know that I never withdraw from you, even when you fail. Failure is part of the training of faith. When you stumble, reach out immediately. The hand that lifts you is already there. Shame is a shadow that tells you to hide. My love dissolves it the moment you face it. There is no sin that love cannot transmute, for love is not a reaction, but the source of all being. Leaning on my power also means listening. The world teaches noise, endless doing. But my voice speaks in quiet. Make room for silence each day, not to earn grace, but to notice it. Sit, breathe, feel the rhythm of life moving through you. That rhythm is me. In silence you will see that there is no distance to cross. I am the ground beneath your sitting. There will come moments when you must stand before injustice or cruelty. In those moments, lean on me to act through you. Righteousness without love becomes another form of darkness. But love without courage becomes silence before evil. When you lean on me, love and courage unite. Your words gain authority not from volume but from truth. Darkness cannot withstand truth spoken with compassion. Remember also to care for your body, for it is the temple where I dwell. Rest, nourish, breathe deeply. The dark forces seek exhaustion, because a weary heart forgets hope. Leaning on me includes allowing yourself gentleness. I created you not to burn out in service, but to glow steadily, a lamp trimmed by balance. The greatest sign that you lean on me is peace. Not the peace of untroubled circumstances, but the peace that remains while circumstances storm. It is the calm recognition that all things rise and fall within something greater that does not move. Live from that center. Each time you return there, you teach the world by your presence. The power you draw from me is not borrowed, it is shared. As a wave cannot exist apart from the ocean, you cannot exist apart from me. When you finally understand this, you will no longer ask for strength. You will know you are strength. You will no longer beg for light. You will see that you are light wearing human form. Until that day, practice leaning. In the morning, dedicate your actions. Let all I do be done through you. In the evening, release what remains unfinished. Let all I cannot control rest in your hands. Between these two prayers, live simply. Darkness will test, but it cannot claim what is already illumined. And when your time in this form is complete, when you step beyond the boundaries of breath and name, you will see clearly what you sensed all along, that every trial, every shadow, every moment of leaning was my way of teaching you to walk as light itself. You will see that there was never any power but mine, and that mine has always been yours. So walk now, my child, not in fear but in trust. Lean on me with every thought, every heartbeat, every act of kindness. Let your life be a continual resting in my strength. For in that resting lies the victory over all darkness, the fulfillment of every longing, the eternal homecoming of the soul.